Have you ever gone to buy your morning coffee and noticed it's 50 cents more expensive than last year? And then again, the next month it's up another 50 cents? That might feel small at first. But here's the thing, those tiny little price increases are actually silently draining your bank account, even if your paycheck stays the same. Look, maybe you've saved $5,000, $10,000, maybe even more. You feel like you're doing everything right. But here's what most people don't realize. Inflation, the quiet villain of the financial world, is slowly eating away at all that money, your hard earned wealth, without you even noticing. And the scary part? Most of us don't even see it coming until it's too late. My name is Sam, and I spend way too much time thinking about the financial skill that matters more than investing. If you're someone who works hard, saves diligently, but still feels like your money just disappears, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Today, we're going to uncover how inflation works, why it's more dangerous than most people think, and what you can do to actually protect your money from this silent wealth eater. All right, let's start simple. Inflation is basically when prices go up over time. That's it. Sounds harmless, right? Wrong. Because the real question is, do your dollars keep up with those rising prices? Here's an example. In 2020, a gallon of milk in the US cost around $3.60. In 2023, it's about $4.20. That's a 16% increase in just 3 years. If your salary hasn't gone up by at least that percentage, your purchasing power, basically what your money can actually buy, has gone down. Now, you might be thinking, Sam, that's just milk. Big deal. But here's the kicker. This happens across everything: rent, groceries, gas, electronics. Even your favorite streaming subscriptions are slowly creeping up every year. According to the US Bureau of Labor Statistics, the overall inflation rate averaged about 3.2% per year over the last 10 years. That might not sound like a lot, but compound that over time, and it's brutal. Let's do the math. Say you have $10,000 sitting in a savings account that earns basically 0% interest. In 10 years, if inflation averages 3% per year, that $10,000 will only have the buying power of about $7,400 today. You just lost $2,600 without spending a dime. So why don't we feel it? Well, our brains are wired to notice sudden changes, not slow ones. Psychologists call this creeping inflation blindness. Here's a story. Imagine you buy a chocolate bar every week for $1. By the time it costs $1.10, you barely notice. Another year, it's $1.20, and still, you shrug it off. But over a decade, that chocolate bar is $2.70, almost triple the price. And if you bought one every week for 10 years, that's hundreds of dollars more than you originally planned. This is where it gets really interesting. Companies and governments actually rely on this human blind spot. They know most people won't notice small price increases immediately, which allows inflation to quietly erode purchasing power over time without causing mass panic. Now, let's tackle a few myths. Myth number one: inflation only affects the poor. Nope. It affects everyone, even millionaires. Sure, a billionaire might not feel a $10 coffee, but if the cost of their luxury yacht maintenance goes up 5 to 10% a year, that's serious money. Myth number two: my money is safe in a savings account. Wrong again. As we showed with our $10,000 example, if your account earns 0% or even 1%, while inflation is 3%, you're losing money every year. That's like watching your dollars shrink in slow motion. Myth number three: investing solves everything. Well, kind of. Investing can protect your wealth from inflation if done right. But if you're just throwing money into cash or low yield accounts thinking it's safe, you're actually losing ground. Here's what most people don't realize: saving without a plan is just hiding from inflation, not beating it. Let's make this super clear with numbers, because numbers don't lie. Imagine you earn $50,000 per year. Inflation is 3% per year. In 10 years, you'd need to earn about $67,200 just to maintain the same standard of living. If your salary doesn't keep up, your lifestyle effectively shrinks. Now let's take savings. You have $25,000 saved today. Inflation eats 3% per year. In 10 years, your $25,000 is only worth about $18,700 in today's dollars. That's a $6,300 loss in real purchasing power. Crazy, right? And this is exactly why focusing only on nominal dollars, the number in your bank account, without considering inflation is a huge mistake. Here's another one. If you've got $500 in your emergency fund earning no interest and inflation is 3%, in 10 years, that emergency fund can only cover what $350 could today. You just lost 30% of your safety net silently. Here's the thing. Inflation doesn't just steal money, it changes behavior. Humans are emotional spenders. When prices slowly rise, we often rationalize, oh, it's only $1 more. I deserve it. That small rationalization becomes a habit. Over time, those tiny spending adjustments make a huge difference. Behavioral economists call this the unit bias. We perceive each purchase individually and fail to see the big picture over months and years. This is why even people who think they're frugal still feel like money disappears faster than it should. All right, now that we've shown how inflation works and why it's sneaky, let's talk solutions. Actionable steps you can take today. Step 1. Invest in inflation-protected assets treasury. Inflation-protected securities, TIPS, certain ETFs, or even real estate can grow with inflation. The key is to make your money work for you. Step 2. Prioritize high-interest savings and accounts. Look for high-yield savings accounts or CDs that at least try to keep pace with inflation. Even small interest matters over time. Step 3. Increase your financial literacy. Understanding how inflation impacts money isn't optional. The more you know, the better decisions you make about spending, saving, and investing. Step 4. Reevaluate your budget annually. Adjust for inflation in your monthly expenses. That $200 grocery budget, you'll need $206 next year if inflation hits 3%. Budgeting isn't just about controlling spending. It's about staying ahead of invisible forces. Step 5. Avoid nominal traps. Don't get fixated on the dollar amount. $50,000 today isn't the same as $50,000 in 5 years. Think in real dollars, not nominal dollars. Here's what most people don't realize. Inflation isn't just an economic problem, it's a mindset problem. It silently punishes inaction. Saving money without strategy, ignoring investments, or even just sticking to old habits means you're losing wealth every single year. And here's where it gets really interesting. Even small lifestyle upgrades, like switching to energy-efficient appliances, investing in skills that increase your earning potential, or starting micro-investments, can offset inflation's hidden bite over time. It's not just about numbers. It's about thinking strategically about your money every single day. Let me tell you a story. A friend of mine saved $50,000 in cash over 5 years. He thought he was smart, living frugally, avoiding debt. But when I ran the numbers with 3% annual inflation, his $50,000 was only worth about $43,000 in today's dollars. Meanwhile, I invested a smaller amount in a conservative inflation-linked portfolio. And over the same period, it grew to $55,000 in real terms. The moral? It's not just about saving, it's about how you save. Doing nothing is a decision, and often it's a losing one. So, what's the takeaway? Inflation is quiet, invisible, and incredibly powerful. It's not just an economic number. It's a wealth-eating force that punishes inaction and rewards strategy. Here's your action plan. Understand inflation and track it in your finances. Invest in assets that keep up with or beat inflation. Adjust your budget and habits regularly. Educate yourself. Financial literacy is your strongest weapon. If you take just one step today, whether it's checking your savings account against inflation or starting a small investment, you're already ahead of most people who blindly let their wealth shrink over time. My name is Sam, and if you found this video helpful, hit that subscribe button and give it a thumbs up. Share this with a friend who thinks their money is safe in cash. Because the truth is, it's quietly disappearing. Remember, wealth isn't just about earning, it's about protecting what you already have. Don't let inflation steal from your future.